may be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to the graduation ceremony of 2021, class of 2020. Before we begin, I'd like to ask if you could please switch your phones either off or on silent, and if you could please remain in the auditorium for the duration of the ceremony. So I'd like to welcome everybody online as well through our live stream. Good afternoon, all our honored guests, family, friends, faculty, and of course our graduates of 2021, class of 2020. Welcome to the Open Window Institute graduation ceremony for creative technologies. As Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it is done. And last year is evidence of this. Today is a super special celebration, not only because of these amazing achievements, but also because of your resilience, your perseverance, and your determination. Nobody could have predicted what would have happened last year, never mind the years before that, when you first began studying at the Open Window. But you are here now, and we are here to celebrate with you. And as everybody knows, it takes a village to raise a child. So thank you to our guests, family, friends, however you are involved in our graduates' lives. We know that this is testimony of just how incredible they are because you have given them that support, that nurturing, that love that has got them here. And of course, the faculty, the academia, who have guided and supported our graduates up until this point. So as we celebrate, let's do a special celebration today. I invite you to applaud like you've never applauded before. Because despite the challenges of 2020, you're still here, you're still standing, you're still thriving and ready to take on a new adventure. So let's applaud because right here today, history is being made. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Jane Crawshaw Hall Robertson, Head of Academics, who will be opening the ceremony this afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Open Window Management, I would like to welcome everyone, both here and watching online, to the graduation of the class of 2020, a day where the dedication of our students to achieve the goals set out are recognized in a formal ceremony. For us all to be sitting here today, I am sure, is quite special for our graduates. They are here sitting alongside their peers in person, something that this group of graduates has not been able to do for many months. The fact that we can be together on this day is therefore quite significant. I would like to extend a particularly warm welcome to our graduates who have worked incredibly hard. Our graduates have invested many hours of work, made many sacrifices, and have shown wonderful dedication to be here today. It is also worth mentioning that today's graduates have not been on this journey alone, but so have those that form part of their support structures: parents, sponsors, family, friends, guardians. I would also like to welcome both our academic and non-academic staff members from the Open Window, who are attending both in person and online. This day is a special celebration for Open Window staff members who have supported our students to become graduates. Their lecturers, student advisors, student supporters, administrators, and all those involved in the education experience at the Open Window. This celebration represents great pride for our institution. My address to all of you on this day is one that comes on the back of a new experience in my own life and a considered outlook I have realized on the back of that experience. I recently welcomed a little boy into the world, I'm actually on maternity leave at the moment, but the graduation of our students is certainly not a celebration I'm willing to miss. And something that I've always known, but now have first-hand experience of, is that parents and guardians, those who have a responsibility in guiding and supporting young people to become the best possible version of themselves, will go to great lengths to make the dreams of their loved ones a reality where possible. Therefore, I would like to congratulate you, the parents, guardians, and sponsors, for doing just that. I believe you have given our graduates a wonderful start to what I am sure will be an adventurous, courageous, and creative career and future. Today, we celebrate graduates who have successfully completed their creative education and who we can confidently say have built up determination and resilience and who have gained cultural and societal awareness throughout their academic careers. We feel confident that our graduates will be starting their careers with awareness, empathy, and an appreciation of difference and diversity. I could speak for hours about the value of a creative education, but I won't do that today. And I could speak for hours about how our current global economy prioritizes those that are knowledgeable, imaginative, and innovative. A case in point would be the recent pandemic and the needs of our economic workforce to cope with fast-paced changes that occurred as a result of the pandemic. Those in the workplace that are creative and innovative have managed to offer solutions to difficult, time-sensitive requirements. To embark in a creative career is to embrace lifelong learning about concepts, strategies, and ideas, in addition to the skills that are required in expressing these. Some may question what the value is in studying within the creative arts, where there is a strong focus on conceptual development that is in direct dialogue with the creative arts and developing talent and skill. To have the ability to present great concepts or ideas takes immense effort, as I'm sure you all know, and can ultimately exercise great impact on our communities and general surroundings. Concepts, theories, and ideas, after all, have the ability to change our world. My favorite example of an idea that changed our world is democracy. Democracy started off as an idea developed out of critical thoughts about what worked and what didn't in society. Understanding that there was a better way of organizing our society, it was mostly creatives that spread the popular message about the potentials of what a democratic society could offer, whether through film, art, design, music, the list goes on. At Open Window, we value above all the development of the skill to take provocative thoughts, ideas, and critical concepts, to further evolve these, and finally, to express them through a means of creative expression in a way that makes them accessible to all, while still provoking response. For this group of graduates, their final year was rocked by the start of a global pandemic, which still impacts how we approach events today, this graduation being an example of it, and which I am quite certain will impact all events in future, whether directly or indirectly. This group of graduates overcame those hardships encountered in the first chaotic year of the pandemic. Their sitting here as graduates is testament to their ability, not only in their creative skills, but more so in their ability to adapt, to plan, to reorganize and re-strategize, to understand a changing world and a changing work dynamic, and to do this quickly, efficiently, and with tenacity and determination and dedication. And so, in celebration of these graduates, and without further hesitation, I would like to officially open this graduation ceremony. We will be announcing top student awards, both for the qualifications as well as for the subjects, during the conferring and awarding of qualifications. The criteria for top student achievements are as follows. To achieve the top student award in a certificate, the candidate must have completed the full course within a single year. To achieve the top student award for the degree, the candidate must have completed a minimum of 120 credits per year for 3 consecutive years. And to achieve the top student award for the honours degree, the student must have completed a minimum of 120 credits in a single year. And so, by the power vested in me by the open window, I declare all those who are acknowledged by name during this graduation ceremony to have their degrees conferred and qualifications awarded. Thank you.
I would now like to welcome our alumni speaker, Stephanie de Beer.
So last week, I had this moment after designing about 26 mobile apps, working for about 9 different people and companies. I had this moment where I thought I knew everything I could about my skill, my job, my career. I felt overly confident and then suddenly extremely bored. Fortunately, this moment only lasted about 23 minutes before reality kicked in, because being bored with your job and your skill is probably the worst thing you can be. But it's entirely in your own hands to change it. Graduates, you have arrived at the end of one journey and about to enter many more ahead. The worst thing you could possibly do, the most dangerous thing when you walk out of this hall, is to believe and think you already know everything there is to know about your skill and your job. The road ahead might be a little bit blurry. I'm here to tell you that blurry is good. Uncertainty is good. The more uncertainty there is, the more room there is for opportunity. Put your hand up if you're excited about your future. Nice. Now put your hand up if you are also slightly scared about your future. Those two feelings are great guides in life, and especially a great combination. So, when I graduated here at Open Window, I was lucky enough to start my first job at a world-renowned agency called Ogilvy. My parents were extremely proud and excited, so was I. I thought this was it. Fast forward 11 months, I resigned. I resigned to start freelancing, and I was scared, I was excited. My parents especially were scared. I mean, resigning from a stable job at a world-renowned agency, what was I thinking? The thing is, I wasn't. I was feeling. It was a feeling of trust in myself, in my abilities, rather than a concrete thought-through plan. And I chose to follow this fear and this excitement. After a few years of freelancing, I then almost swore to myself I would never work for anyone else again, because I loved freelancing so much. Today I'm standing on the stage considering a permanent job. I continue to choose people, places, and projects that teach me more, that give me growth. What I'm trying to say is, plans change, so don't commit to them too hard. The road ahead might be a bit uncertain. You might not know exactly what it looks like, and it will have many turns, many detours and bumps. But I encourage you to keep choosing the path that gives you more growth and that also makes you feel slightly uncomfortable. Because there's no comfort in the growth zone and no growth in the comfort zone. I am here to encourage you guys to stay a student, to stay in the space of not knowing yet, of wanting to know more, and also moving towards the things that scare you. Because more often than not in life, fear is an emotion, an indicator that shows you exactly what you should be doing. One of my favorite authors, Shunryu Suzuki, wrote this book about how to cultivate this type of mindset. And in the book, there's this beautiful quote that reads, "In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind, there are few." So the work you've done up until now has only now earned you the right to call yourself a student. Sure, no longer a student for Open Window, but rather a student of life. Because learning is better than knowing. So I encourage you, do not get comfortable, because your goal is not static. The further you move and grow, the further away you are from your goalpost. You need to continuously place yourself in positions where you are forced to grow, forced to learn. And what better place to start that journey, to kickstart that attitude than Open Window? A place where you have been surrounded by inspiring people, people who are just as eager to grow as you. Open Window has continuously pushed you to better your skills, but more importantly, to better yourself as a human. This course, certificate, diploma, or degree was not just to prepare you for your job, but most importantly, to prepare you to become a great creative throughout your life. So let that attitude, that philosophy, live on with you when you graduate here. I'd like to leave you with 4 ways you can keep growing as you leave here. Number 1, let go of this idea of becoming an expert. Instead, aim to stay a student. Stay curious, broaden your horizons. The industry is always changing, and so can you. There's always more topics you don't know about that you can deep dive into. Number 2, don't avoid failure. Mistakes will teach you more than success ever will. Feedback and failure are great steps towards improvement. So don't be scared to ask for feedback. Even if it means receiving criticism, accept that criticism. And sometimes failure means we need to start before we feel completely ready. Some of my biggest career learnings have been from saying yes to opportunities where I felt completely unprepared. Rewind back me early in my freelance career, I received this opportunity to do UX research interviews for Gumtree. I was excited, one of my first big gigs, so I said yes. And it was 80 interviews in each province of the country of South Africa, all by myself. After the first interview, the company that hired me phoned me in absolute fury, told me how horrible I was, told me how the project was wrecked. Obviously, I felt like an utter failure. Here I was, alone in a boardroom in Cape Town. They were in Johannesburg, couldn't fly down in time for the next interview. They were stuck with me. Worst of all, I was stuck with me. So I made a choice. I chose to ask them for constructive feedback so I could learn there and then how to improve. And today, not only do I teach others how to conduct user interviews, but I became the company's preferred UX researcher. Number 3, make things happen. Don't wait for them to happen. Don't wait for the next opportunity, the next step, or the next door to open up. Go and find it or create it. It is not your job, your company, or your boss's responsibility to give you fulfillment. Find the gap in your team, in your project, in your company, and go and create your own fulfillment. Lastly, number 4, To have a clearer voice, you need to speak up. In order to develop a voice as a creative, you need to be firstly willing and secondly brave enough to speak up. Sometimes this means disagreeing with people. Other times it's as simple as asking for what you need. It might not be speaking up verbally, but it is intentional action, raising your hand and sitting at the table. To recap, it is okay to be excited and scared at the same time. Make sure you keep finding people, projects, and places that give you those two feelings. Also, give yourself the permission to fall, to stumble, most importantly, to get up and ask for help. Be brave enough to suck at something new. Because remember, learning and improvement is intentional, and it is completely in your hands. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. I'm feeling completely inspired by that. Before we continue with the conferring of the qualifications, I'm just going to run through the program with you. We will be seeing a slideshow of our graduates in absentia. After that, we will have the conferring of our Group 1 qualifications. Then we will have a student show reel. Directly after the show reel, I would like to ask you if you could please exit the venue, both the guests and the graduates, because our second group will be entering. Once they enter, we will do the conferring of the Group 2 qualifications, close the ceremony, national anthem, and everybody will be asked to leave the Saks Arena. Please, I want to ask you not to spend too much time on the campus, because as you know, we can only accommodate a certain number of people due to COVID regulations. But of course, you're most welcome to take as many photographs as you would like to after the ceremony. Please turn your eyes to the screen for the show reel of our graduates in absentia. Based on their specialization, students can either have a single or double major. This will be mentioned. Students will receive a scroll from the head of school. This is not your certificate. You can pick up your certificate after the ceremony in B3 as indicated in the guide. The best achievement in a subject will also be mentioned. The graduate will receive a certificate in the envelope they pick up after the ceremony. The best achievement in degree will receive a trophy, certificate and bursary to the value of 50,000 Rand to complete their honours program with the open window. The best achievement in an honours degree will receive a trophy, certificate and an exclusive book voucher to the value of 3,000 Rand. The best achievement in a certificate program will receive a certificate and bursary to the value of 50,000 Rand to continue their studies with the open window. So without further ado, graduates, take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out, release the tension. This is the moment that you've been working so hard for. Enjoy it. Remember to pose for the camera, make sure they get a good pic, and just relish this moment as we celebrate you. Bachelor of Interaction Design with specialization in 3-dimensional design. Would you get ready, please? Marco Brits. Marco Brits also has the best achievement in 3-dimensional design. Please give him a round of applause. Jonathan Ireland. You can applaud. Jonathan Roth. Bachelor of Interaction Design with specialization in interaction design. Zalwa Zadenhout. Leanne Bierboom. Leanne is also graduating cum laude, Best Achievement of Bachelor of Interaction Design. Travis Lohaki. Josh McDonald. Josh is also receiving an award today for Best Achievement in Interaction Design and Interaction Design Theory. Jason Priest. Samantha van Heerden. Simone Engelbrecht. Bachelor of Interaction Design with specialization in interactive development. Leo Kuiper. Luke Ramsey. Carmen Seesink. Carmen is also graduating cum laude, Best Achievement of Bachelor of Interaction Design, Best Achievement in Interactive Development. Helene Wentworth. Bachelor of Arts Honours in Visual Communication with specialization in Creative Technologies. Paul Lutz. Paul is graduating cum laude, Best Achievement in Bachelor of Arts Honours in Visual Communication with specialization in Creative Technologies. Manapo Makampanya. Armand Pretorius. Ashley Parsons. Gabriella Scott. Gerard van die Kerk. And last but not least, Christy Ann Venter. That concludes the conferring of our Group 1 qualifications. Please give them all one huge round of applause. We will now be showcasing our student reel. Directly after you've watched the reel, please may I ask you to exit the venue so our next group can enter. Have an amazing afternoon and congratulations once again, class of 2020. You may be seated. For those of you who have just joined us this afternoon, good afternoon, honored guests, family, friends, and of course our graduates of 2021, class of 2020. Welcome to the Open Window Institute graduation ceremony for creative technologies. As Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it is done, and last year is evidence of that. Today is a special celebration of not only your achievements, but of your resilience, of your determination, and your perseverance. Nobody could have predicted what 2020 would have held. But yet, you are still here. You are still standing, still thriving, and still going on to take on the next adventure of your journey. So as we celebrate these graduates today, I want to invite you to applaud them like you've never applauded them before, because today we are making history. We are graduating and have studied through a pandemic, people. So we're going to celebrate and honor our fantastic graduates and honor the people that got them here, which is you. Guests, family, friends. It's because of your love, your support that they are here. And of course, our faculty. Without their guidance, their support, we wouldn't be here either. So welcome, and let's enjoy making history. I just want to go through how the rest of the program is going to go before we begin with the conferring of qualifications. Once we are done with the conferring of our Group 2 qualifications, Dr. Jane Crawshaw Hall Robertson will close the ceremony. We will then all rise for the national anthem. We will stay standing after the national anthem for the academic progression and our graduates progression. Then you will you will be required to exit the auditorium. You are more than welcome to take additional photographs, but please, I just want to ask you, do not remain on the campus for too long, because we can only accommodate a few people due to COVID restrictions. We're going to begin the conferring of our qualifications, starting with our Design Techniques certificate. So please get ready, and while you do so, take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out, take your time. Remember to pose for the photograph as you get to the end, and just enjoy the moment. Design Techniques certificates. Michaela De Vos. Vihan Duveneck. Giselle Fleiss. Taranan Gonzalez. Taryn is also being awarded as the top student in Design Techniques certificate. Lutando Guarube. Bianca Jardim. Michaela Kiefer. Masana Wasyanyan. Wait, I'm gonna get it right. Masana Maswanyan. Yani. Tejofatso Masipa. Beulah Mhlongo. Carl Rousseau. Anastasia Pantiuna. John Jr. Oden. Lesego Ndlovu. Gili Minna. Tiaan Johan Smit. Leander Etienne van Aarde. Ntombana Shabalala. Ntombana is getting her further education and training certificate in photography. That concludes the conferring of our graduates. Please give them one big last round of applause. I'd now like to welcome Dr. Jane Crawshaw Hall Robertson to close the ceremony. Thereafter, would you please rise for the national anthem and please stay standing for the academic procession and our graduates.
In officially closing the ceremony today, I would like to extend a last big congratulations to our graduates. I would also like to formally declare this ceremony closed. Thank you.
Please stand for our national anthem. We're graduating.